So the next thing you want to do is take the starter off. So you want to take the battery off. I already pre-loosened this. Just take the negative one off. You're good. So, if you're in a truck, it's a huge transmission. This is the passenger side of the truck. There's your starter. You're going to take that bolt off right there, and then that one right there. And I don't know 100%. I think this might have been somebody just doing this, but there's obviously a ground wire on this starter right here. I don't necessarily know if that's going to be the case on a standard one of these trucks. I think somebody just ran that there. I could be wrong. I've never worked on one of these V6s with the m50d or whatever. I'm old school. I've only worked at the 302s and the 351s with the ZF5 transmissions, but it's got to be the same. But they don't normally run that ground wire right there, so I don't really think I have a really good angle of putting this camera up where you can watch take it off. I guess put it right here and we'll see if anything comes of it. If it looks good, and if it don't look good when I edit it, then you won't see this part. Oh. Ow. Before you take a starter off, wires. That's your positive wire. Right there you see the red. That's probably take a little cap off the front of it. And there's going to be here it is, the wire, this wire right here, your signal wire. So that's I'm not gonna let me. This is usually around bigger. It's gotta be the size of an 8. Well, I'll come back. So the power wire coming into the starter is a 13. The signal wire is a 10. I should have known it was a 10 looking at it. But at any rate, I normally would use a long deep well socket so it goes past the starter, and that way I can come right through here. And but true to modern day stuff, they don't want you working on your stuff, so they make it crammed in there. So the deep well wasn't going to work. So I got the 13 up in there on there. It is broke. Ouch! It is broke loose, but it won't come off finger tight yet. There we go. So you're gonna have a nut and washer, lock washer, on the other side of it. And I do the same thing with the washers. I put the washers back on the stud. Just roll it on there, finger tight that way. It stays. Now then, I'm pretty sure this deep well will fit on this tin. So I'm not going to be able to put the deep well 10 on there because the same thing is going to hit something. So, alright, so 3/8 drive with 10mm on it works where it will go in front of the starter. And I think if you used a 3/8 13 deep well, you probably could have got between there. If not, but either way, your hot wire is a 13 and your signal wire is a 10. But FYI, my ratchet got pinned up. I had to screw the nut back down to be able to pull the ratchet out, and I'm just using the 10mm by itself. But it's pretty tight. FYI. Oh, great. Well, the wire's off. I gotta go find the nut. Just hit me in the head and rolled off, but I'm gonna put it on the starter. Alright, so I couldn't find the washer that went to the 10mm. I'll just go to the store and get one, but so I already so these wires are already loose. Anyway, so as you can see, it goes to right there. Since someone's got a negative wire on here, there's two nuts. There's the nut holding the wire on and the nut holding the starter on. So I'll go ahead and take this one off. Well, FYI, that stud on the starter, if that is an original Ford right there, the nut holding on the wire is a 13, but the one underneath it's a 14 or bigger. So I'm just going to go ahead and bust this little one off. It's a 13 on the bottom, at least on this truck, unless somebody's taken the starter out before. And I will go and get a 14 for that top one. Alright, correction. It is a 13 on that studded one too. It's been a long day and I had a short well on it. You gotta have the deep well on it. don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but push up on the starter a little bit, take the tension off the bolt, push it out. And there you go. That was the power. Put it back on the signature. And that's the you go. Right. So I'm gonna clean my for the camera and come back and hands up. And we're taking the wires disconnected. So my suggestion to you is, you know, unless you're in a more advanced level. So there's your little plastic piece. There's the one bolt that goes in the bottom, and there's the one that goes in the top. I put it back through there so it can't get lost. I'm just throwing it in the floorboard. To me, if you're starting off, keep all your bolts with the parts that go to. Normally, so here, let's show you. I would normally put the bolts back, you know, in the spot they came out of, just to keep track of them, but you got this, I don't know if you can see it, you got the X plate right here. The transmission right here on the other side of this has to come off to do the clutch. But if you put the bolt back in here, when you go to put, or in this one, when you go to pull the transmission off, those bolts are going to hold on there, so you can't put them back in the hole. So that's why I'm putting them up in there with the starter. So now, so first off, these fuel lines, yeah, I think they're fuel lines. Yeah, they're fuel lines. These fuel lines would normally be bolted right there. But somebody already pulled the bolt off, the nut off for me, and they're just hanging there. So that's why I'm going to put it back. But you would normally have to pull those lines off of there. Then you're going to have the sensor right here. Let's see here. On each side. There's two clips on the side. One-handed. I just holding the camera with this though. I'm doing it one. Be careful when I'm using these clips. But you know, we're dealing with there's both sides. If you see that holds it on, clip them. Just separate them. Comes off. But all you do is over time these get dry rotted and they break real easy. And if they break, you can put it back on and it will normally hold on pretty good. But there's no guarantee. So then you're gonna have this guy. Well, I should have got a screwdriver, but well, you don't want to do that. But there ain't no, it'll slide back on there. But I was gonna pop that whole piece out. But you got that, and you got this one right here. One clip on the side right here. Same thing. I think that one has one on both sides. Nope. Alright, I was right the first time. That one has one clip on the side. Right there. So, with this clip taken off this bracket, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing this is probably, without looking it up, this is probably the speed sensor. With that disconnected. And with this one disconnected right here, the only one left is this clutch piece. And then it should be ready to be unbolted. And on that clip, what you do is, there should be, you pull it, and then you push it, and clip out. Gotta go get something in there.